I want you to tell us what's that future ambition of yours, what you intend to pursue in the nearest future.
I want to become a doctor to help people's life and save their lives.
Hello everyone, welcome to another amazing episode of First Class Exclusive Interaction with Young Minds. I remain your host, Alberto Oluwafemi Azuba, and as you all know, this podcast is basically having interesting and insightful conversation with bright youngsters. And in today's episode, our guest is a brilliant young superstar, which she'll be talking to us about schooling and life beyond the classroom. So stick around and enjoy every insightful conversation we're going to have at the moment. So at this point, our guest for today will introduce herself to us.
My name is Anlonsanya Oluwashimilore Emanuela, and I'm in year 8. I love dancing and posting YouTube videos on my free time.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. So to start with, as a schoolgirl, I believe that so many people have different reasons for going to school. I want to have your own view and the reason why you feel or the reason behind you being in school.
The reason why we go to school is to learn more and gain more, to understand what we don't understand.
Okay, you've said it right. Going to school has to do with having to learn more and gain knowledge of what we don't really get to know about. All right, that's a very good one. And as well, I would want to ask you this because I feel that for everybody to be in school, there is a particular career you intend to pursue. So I want you to tell us what's that future ambition of yours, what you intend to pursue in the nearest future.
I want to become a doctor to help people's life and save their lives.
Thank you. To become a doctor to help people save lives. All right, you just mentioned one good thing that a doctor can always do. But then again, I also want you to tell us what are other things you feel a doctor can do in our present society to make our society better and, make it nice. What's that thing you feel a doctor can
Give
as well do?
medications to sick people and take care of them.
Giving medications to sick people and taking care of them. I think that's a very good one. That's a good one because the major and the most important thing for a doctor is having to make sure that every sick people gets a better health. That's a good one from you. All right, so we'll be moving a little out of this dimension, going into the classroom. And my first question basically has to do with, in the classroom, what is that subject that you find the most interesting at any point in time you're about to have that lesson in school? What's that subject?
ICT. It's mostly based on technology and devices.
ICT, based on technology and devices. So in a nutshell, I feel that you are a person who is so much interested to know more about technology and gadgets, basically, right? All right, that's a good one. Also, you've just mentioned ICT to be your favorite subject in school. What is that subject that you feel it's always boring to you? You find it challenging at any point in time when you're about to have the lesson. What's that subject?
Basic science.
Basic science. Wow. Basic science. Well, I would say that basic science is a very interesting subject, and it's a subject that you would really need because you said you want to be a medical doctor in the nearest future, right? So I would want you to try as much as possible to channel your interest in basic science. Is that taken? All right, good. Okay, so I want us to talk about something quickly now, and that has to do with house chores. I would want to ask you, what or how can you explain that word house chores?
House chores is the activities you do in the house to make your environment and house clean.
Awesome. Awesome. These are the things you do around your house to make your environment look healthy. All right, that's a very good one. And as a schoolgirl, I would want to ask you this important question, which has to do with what age do you think a child should start participating in house chores?
I think it's best for a child to start participating in house chores at 8 years.
8 years of age. Okay. So, at that particular age, what are the things you feel an 8-year-old child should start doing in the house?
8-year-old child should lay their beds anytime they wake up.
Okay. And what other things do you feel they can also be part of when it comes to house chores?
Sweeping and cleaning their room.
Sweeping and cleaning their room. Fine. You said such a nice duties for age 8 child to participate in when it comes to house chores. That's a good one. Also, I also want to find out, do you feel parents should encourage kids in house chores?
Yes, I think parents should. Because, for example, if you are living alone and your parents don't teach you to do house chores, your house will always be dirty. So your parents has to always teach you how to do house chores.
Wow, that sounds perfect. So parents should start encouraging children to participate in house chores. That's a very good one. So our parents, please, you've heard it now. House chores is important for our kids to participate in. So we parents should try as much as possible to encourage our kids to participate in house chores. Just like what she said, laying your bed, sweeping, and one or two things like that. So it's very important. So let's take note of that. And also, I would also want to find out if you feel that house chores for kids should be paid for. What I'm trying to say is that should parents pay their kids for doing house chores, or rather they should buy gifts for them? What do you feel about that? Do you feel it's right for parents should pay their kids for doing house chores?
I think parents should buy gifts for them because parents can't be spoiling their children with money.
Okay, so you feel parents can appreciate their children with gifts when it comes to if a child is always participating in house chores, right? Okay, that's a very good one. Also, one last question on house chores that I would like to ask you. Do you feel house chores is stressful for kids, or rather it helps them build and get better in the nearest future?
It helps them build and get better in the nearest future.
Good. Good. Okay, so let me ask you this again. What are the things you can do in the house for the house to look extremely healthy?
I can sweep, I can wash plates, I can arrange my room, and I can lay my bed.
Awesome, awesome. So you've said great things about yourself, and I feel that's a good one, and you should also keep that up. It's a good one. Kudos to you on that. All right. At this point, I want us to talk about the social media. As at now, we have so many social media platforms, and I would want to ask you: do you have a favorite social media platform? Might be one, or it might be two. Thereabout. Do you have any favorite social media platform?
Yes, I like Copilot and YouTube. Copilot helps in teaching you what you don't really understand, and YouTube is for enjoying, and you can also learn from YouTube.
Good. That means you can have to watch educational videos on YouTube and learn one or two things you feel not to really clear to you at any point in time, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's a very good one from you, Shemilori. And talking about your teachers in school, what can you say about them?
They're really nice and they make sure children don't feel left out.
Wow. So teachers are really doing a great job. Wow, that's nice. Okay, so the last question for this episode. Now, I want you to pay attention to this. I'll be giving you two scores. I'll be giving you a 90% and a 75%. Now, between these two scores, in fact, those two scores are good grades. If you have 90%, it's a good grade. If you have 75%, it's also a good grade. So between these two scores, which one are you going to award to mom and which one are you going to award to dad?
90 to the both.
90 to the both. Okay. 90 to the both. All right. So can you just tell me the reason why you're going to give mom 90 and you're going to give dad 90?
Because my mom loves me the way I am and my dad also loves me the way I am.
Wow. And they are caring at the same time. Mm-hmm. Wow. That's awesome. Okay. We've come to an end of this episode, and it's a great one having Shemilori on this platform. She has been able to give us a lot of things that we need to know. She's talked about house chores, how we can nurture our kids at a very tender age for them to be able to participate in house chores. So thank you, Shemilori. And like I said, we've come to an end, and first class exclusive interaction with Young Mind has a little gift for you for being on this platform and gracing the show. So we have this for you.
Thank you.
All right. So one last thing before we end up, what would you like to tell your friends out there? What advice would you like to give to them about life? What do you have to tell them?
House chores is really important for us, and always stay who you are.
Thank you. You've heard that. House chores, take it seriously and be the best person you feel you can ever be. So thank you so much for this. I would also want to give us a reminder that we are on all social media platforms. Follow us on Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and the likes. You have a great day, and bye.